Hey guys, how are we doing? My name's Cal, and in today's Swift and Xcode tutorial we're going to be creating a simple pop-up picker view. Our pop-up picker view is going to display a list of colors, and once the user selects a color, we're going to change the background of our view to match the color that the user selected. To achieve this, we're just going to nest our UIPickerView inside an alert dialog, and I'll show you how to get that all working, so we've got a working example by the end of this tutorial. In the final part of the tutorial, I'll give an example of how you can put two components inside the one picker view. So we'll have one component to select the background color and another component to select the text color. It's not too much more work once you've got the picker view implemented to make it work for multiple components. By the end of this tutorial, hopefully you'll have a working pop-up picker view. You'll have learnt some things about how to use UI picker views as well as alert dialogs and stack views. With all that said, let's get started. First things first, new Xcode project. This is an iOS app we're building. I'm going to give it a name of Pop-Up Picker View Tutorial, selecting our interface storyboard, and our programming language is Swift. And then we're just going to pop into the main storyboard, add in a horizontal stack view. We're going to change the background color of our stack view, so just change it to whatever color you like, but I'm going to choose this light gray color. Next, we're going to drag in a button into our horizontal stack view, and then we're just going to hit copy and paste on that button so that there's now two buttons inside our horizontal stack view. The second button, I'm going to select an image. I'm just going to select this down arrow image, remove the text, change the render mode to original so that it's black. Next, we're just going to change the text to white. This is going to be the default color of the background, making the font a little bigger and heavy. I'm just going to give our stack view some constraints. So I'm going to give it equal width, top space, and center horizontally in the container. We can now head in and modify those constraints. So I'm just making it 40, a massive difference there from 39, changing proportional width to 0.75 so that our button takes up 75% of the screen. Next, we're going to select our stack view, set our distribution to fill proportionately. Cool. And now we just have a tiny bit more styling to do. I'm just going to change the text color of our button to black. Next, we're going to select our horizontal stack view, and we're going to define a runtime attribute, key path of layer corner radius. We're going to change the type to number and give it a value of 10. The only thing this runtime attribute does is make our stack view look a little bit prettier when the application is run. It rounds the corners of our pop-up picker view button. Cool. So I think we're ready to create some outlets. So I've just opened up the assistant editor. I'm going to right click and drag from our first button. I'm going to declare this as picker view button, and then I'm going to drag below our view did load and create an action. I'm going to call this pop-up picker. Then from that action, we're going to drag and click onto our second button so that both buttons are linked to the same function. Nice one. So we can close that off and head into our main view controller, declare a variable. I'm going to call it background colors. This is going to be a dictionary. You don't have to use a dictionary here. I just figured this would be one of the easier ways to do it. So the first input I'm putting is white because that's our default background color. And so it's got a key of white and a value of UI color white. Add in gray, blue, yellow, green, red in that same format. Next, we're going to make our view controller class implement UIPickerView delegate as well as UIPickerView data source. This is going to create some errors. It's going to say that we're not conforming to UIPickerView protocol because we don't have these non-optional functions. We're going to hit fix on that error message, and that's going to implement these two functions. Cool. So inside our number of components, we're just going to return 1 for now. And for our number of rows in component function, we're going to return the count of our background colors dictionary. Next, we want to override row height for component function. So I've just started typing row height and then hit enter. That function has appeared, and we're going to return 60. So that's the height of each one of our picker view components. The next function we want to override is view for row function. So I've just started typing view for row, and same thing, once I can see the function that I'm after, I just select and hit enter. This function, we're going to declare a label. So I'm just saying let label equal to UI label, and I'm going to give it a frame. Frame is a CG rect, and so I've just hit X, and we're going to give it X, Y, 0, and then width we're going to declare at the top because there's going to be a few things we want to give width. So I'm just saying let screen width equal to UI screen main bounds width, and then -10, so it's just not right up against the edge. And then for height, we're just going to give it 30. And then we're going to say label text is equal to array of our background colors row key. Here we're putting the name of each of our colors into our picker view. And then we just want to say label size to fit. Next, we're going to head up to the top. We're going to declare a variable calling it selected row, and its default value is 0. So our default selected row is 0, which is our white background. And then inside our pop-up picker function, I'm going to declare a view controller. I'm just called it VC. VC.preferred content size is equal to CG size. We're going to give it screen width, and then we're also going to declare a screen height variable. We're just going to copy and paste down our screen width and change it to height, and then say divided by 2. We can now pass in our screen height into our CG size, And then we're going to say let PickerView equal to UIPickerView. We're going to give it a frame, which is also a CG rect. And for this one, we're going to use X, Y, width, and height. X and Y is 0, width is equal to screen width, and height is equal to screen height. Then we're going to say PickerView data source is equal to self, and PickerView delegate is equal to self. PickerView select row, we're going to give it selected row in component 0, so our first component, and animated is false. This line is making sure that whatever background color we've already selected, when we open it a second or third time, that background color is the selected component in the PickerView. Next, we're going to say VC view add subview and giving it our PickerView. Then we're going to say PickerView center X anchor constraint is equal to VC view center X anchor is active is equal to true. And copy and paste down that line and just change it to the y-axis. And so basically it's a constraint layout to say that put our PickerView in the dead middle of our view controller. Next, we're going to declare a UI alert controller. I've just named it alert. It's going to have a title of select background color. We're not going to give it a message, and its preferred style is action sheet. The next few lines are only relevant if the iOS app is running on a tablet, but basically it's where the pop-up can pop up from. So we're just going to say alert popover presentation source view is equal to PickerView button, and alert popover presentation dot source rect is equal to PickerView bounds. Next, we're going to say alert set value for view controller, and our key actually needs to be content view controller, not VC key. I just got that blatantly wrong. Alert, add action. I'm going to give it a title of cancel, and our style is going to be cancel. Give it a handler, but in this handler we don't actually need to do anything. It will just dismiss the pop-up PickerView when cancel is hit, and then we're going to copy and paste that down, but change it to select and change the style to default. Inside our alert select action, self selected row is equal to PickerView selected row component of 0. Say let selected equal to an array of our background colors at the position of our selected row. Color is equal to our selected dictionary value, and our name is equal to our selected dictionary key. And then we're going to say view.background color is equal to color. And as well, we're going to say PickerView button set title is name for state normal. Cool. And now we just need to show our alert dialog PickerView. And to do this, we just say self present alert, animated is true, and completion is nil. Now I'm just going to change that alert value to content view controller, which I should have done earlier. As well, our dictionary, I'm going to make them of type key value pairs, and that's just going to help keep the order. And now if we build and run this, we should have a very simple pop-up PickerView built in Swift and Xcode using Storyboard. If we select on our PickerView button, it will show us an alert dialog with the PickerView inside. We can then select a color, and that'll apply that color to the background of our entire view controller. In the next and final part of this Swift tutorial, I'd like to show you how you can use multiple components inside one PickerView. For example, right now we can select the background color, but maybe we want to select the text color as well. So first we're going to copy and paste our selected row, and we're just going to change that to selected row text color. And then we're going to scroll down and return number of components is equal to 2. And then our self.selected row, we're going to copy and paste that down and change it to selected row text color in component 1. We're going to copy and paste our selected variable and just change it to selected text color and changing the row to selected row text color. Now we can say PickerView button, set title color, for our selected text row color dot value for state normal. And then finally, we just need to head up and copy and paste our select row in component to 1, and selected row is selected row text color. Cool. And if we build and run this again, you can see that there's now 2 components in our pop-up PickerView, and the first one relates to the background color, and the second one is changing the color of the text. It's really confusing when you change the text color to a different thing. It's a bit one of those mind puzzles. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this Swift and Xcode tutorial. Hopefully, after watching this tutorial, you have a better understanding of how to use PickerViews, alert dialogs, stack views, as well as some other Swift and Xcode components. But yeah, I'll leave it there today, and I'll catch you guys in the next tutorial.